Once upon a time, in a cozy little house with their mother, lived 3 little pigs. "Be careful out there," she told them, giving each a hug. "Whatever you do, do it the very best you can, and always watch out for the big bad wolf." So the 3 little pigs waved goodbye to their mother and set off on their adventure. The first little pig was a bit lazy. He didn't want to spend a lot of time or effort building his house. As he trotted down the road, he met a man carrying a bundle of straw. "Please, sir," said the first little pig, "may I have some of that straw to build a house?" The man agreed, and the pig quickly gathered the straw. In just a few hours, he had built a house of straw. It wasn't very strong, but he didn't care. "Ha, that was easy," he squealed with delight. "Now I can play for the rest of the day." The second little pig was a little less lazy than his brother, but he still wanted to get his work done quickly. Soon he came across a man with a bundle of sticks. "Excuse me," said the second pig, "could I have some of those sticks to build my house?" The man kindly gave him the sticks. The second pig worked a little harder than his brother, and it took him the whole afternoon to build his house of sticks. It was a bit stronger than the straw house, but it still wasn't very sturdy. "There," he said, wiping his brow. "Good enough. Time to relax." Now, the third little pig was very different. He remembered his mother's words. "Whatever you do, do it the very best you can." He wanted to build a strong, safe house that would protect him from anything, especially the big, bad wolf. He walked further down the road until he met a man with a wagon full of bricks. "Oh, please," said the third little pig, "may I have some of your bricks to build a house?" The man saw how determined the little pig was and gave him a good pile of bricks. Building a house of bricks was hard work. The third little pig had to mix mortar, lay each brick carefully, and build a sturdy chimney. It took him several days. His brothers came by and laughed at him. "Why are you working so hard?" they teased. "Come and play with us." But the third little pig just shook his head. "I want my house to be safe and strong," he said, and he kept on working. Finally, his beautiful, strong brick house was finished. It had a solid roof, a strong door, and a cozy fireplace. The third little pig felt very safe and proud. It wasn't long before the big, bad wolf came sniffing around. He was hungry and looking for a tasty piggy dinner. He first came to the house of straw. He knocked on the door and called out in a gravelly voice, little pig, let me come in." The first little pig trembled inside. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin," he squeaked back. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," roared the wolf. And he huffed and he puffed, and with one mighty breath he blew the straw house all to pieces. The first little pig squealed in terror and ran as fast as his little legs could carry him to his brother's house of sticks. The wolf, licking his lips, followed right behind. He arrived at the house of sticks just as the first little pig scrambled inside. The 2 pigs slammed the door shut. The wolf knocked. Little pigs, let me come in," he growled. The two brothers huddled together. "Not by the hair on our chinny chin chins," they cried. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," bellowed the wolf. He huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house of sticks down. It collapsed in a heap. The two terrified little pigs ran for their lives, straight to their brother's house of bricks. They burst through the door, shouting, "The wolf is coming! The wolf is coming!" The third little pig calmly let them in and bolted the strong wooden door. A moment later, there was a loud knock. It was the wolf. Little pigs, let me come in," he demanded, his voice angrier than ever. The three pigs, feeling safe behind the strong walls, answered together, "Not by the hair on our chinny chin chins." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," wolf screamed. He huffed and he puffed, but nothing happened. The brick house didn't even shake. He huffed again, harder this time, and he puffed with all his might. Still, the house stood strong. The wolf was furious. He huffed and puffed until he was completely out of breath, but he couldn't blow the house down. The wolf was getting tired and very, very angry, but he was also clever. He decided to try and trick the third little pig. "Little pig," he called in a friendly voice, "I know where there's a nice field of turnips." The third little pig, peeking out the window, asked, "Where?" "In Mr. Smith's field." "I'll come for you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, and we can go together," said the wolf. But the third little pig was smarter. He got up at 5 o'clock, went to the field, gathered a basket of turnips. At 6, the wolf knocked. "Little pig, are you ready?" he called. The little pig laughed. "Ready? I've already been and come back. I have a lovely pot of turnips boiling for my breakfast." The wolf was enraged. He tried again. "Little pig," he said, "I know where there is a lovely apple tree." "Where?" asked the pig. "Down at Marie Garden. I'll come for you at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning." The next day, the little pig got up at 4 o'clock and went to get the apples. But this time, the wolf had gotten up early too. Just as the pig was climbing down the tree with his basket full of apples, he saw the wolf coming. He was so frightened, he dropped the apples and started to run. The wolf chased after him. Thinking quickly, the pig threw one of the apples as far as he could. The wolf, distracted, ran to get the apple, giving the pig just enough time to get back to his brick house and slam the door. The wolf was absolutely furious now. He had been outsmarted twice. He decided on one last desperate plan. He climbed onto the roof of the brick house, intending to go down the chimney. But the third little pig heard the scrabbling on the roof. He knew exactly what the wolf was planning. Quickly, he put a big pot of water on the fire in the fireplace. Just as the wolf started to slide down the chimney, the water began to boil. The wolf fell right into the pot of boiling water with a giant splash. He leaped out of the chimney faster than he came down, yelping in pain, and ran away into the woods, never to be seen again. The three little pigs cheered. The first and second little pigs thanked their brother for saving them. They finally understood the lesson their mother had taught them. From that day on, they learned to work hard and do things the right way. They built their own strong brick houses right next to their brothers, and the three little pigs lived safely and happily ever after. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more classic tales. See you next time.